Happy New Year, Happy New Year, Happy New Year. It's Tom Young, and we're here for another podcast, the first one in 2024. Monday was January 1st. I didn't get here to put anything in, so today's Wednesday, January 3rd, and this is the first podcast of the year. This is now season 8. We've been doing these a while. Today's episode is 658. We're going to talk about success goals for 2024. You know, a lot of people that I talk to, they said, resolution. I have my New Year's resolution ready to go. But it takes a little more than that to actually get some results. Before we get started, we offer our prayers for everybody around the world that has been affected by this COVID-19 virus out of the Wuhan lab in China that is operated by the CCP. Take that for whatever you want to take it for, but I have my opinion. We offer prayers for everybody that's had their health impacted by this virus. We pray for those who have lost loved ones, and especially we pray for the loved ones who have been lost. We offer our prayers for those in Ukraine and Russia, that somehow that these people would find peace and stop the destruction and stop the killing. Now we have Israel involved, and they're between Israel and Iran through Hamas and Hezbollah. This stuff is so confusing, and everybody has their own little vendetta, and it just seems that nobody wants to get along. And why is that? I'm not sure I would ever understand. But we pray for the Lord's intervention in some way in these men's minds, and they would find the road to peace. And again, stop the destruction and stop the killing. We're here in a brand new year. 2024 is going to be a year to be remembered. This is a presidential election year in the US of A. And there is so many things that are going on and irons in the fire. We know not where this year is going to turn out, whether it's going to be good, bad, or otherwise. There's a whole lot of negative things that are going on out there and could impact what and how we end up and turn out in the year. But I know the one thing for certain, I have to stay away and avoid the negative. The negative will never help me accomplish my goals and those things that I'm capable of doing, because there will always be those people that are sucked into the negative, and they end up with a negative view and negative results, and their life is miserable. But at the same time, there are always those people that seem to have a positive outlook. They get results and they make things happen. The shakers and the movers of the world. We all have the opportunity to be that person. A quote for today, Vincent Lombardi: individual commitment to a group effort is what makes a team work. A company work, a society work, a civilization work. You know, so much of what we're doing and what we talk about is really what it's about. This team effort. We're all part of a team here. You know, the team of USA, we are all part of it. There are people in our politics that appear to be doing things to cause negative and problems. There are people in the world that want to see America taken down and go away because I guess we're a threat to them in some way. But I want to get to setting goals. Setting goals for the year, it takes some thought. It's not just having a resolution. I have a New Year's resolution, to lose weight. Okay, that's a good idea. Everybody possibly can lose weight, even myself. But how am I going to lose weight? What am I going to do different now that would result in me actually losing weight? Am I going to exercise more? Am I going to eat less? So, look at and manage my diet, the kind of food that I eat. Am I going to avoid sweets and snacks and potato chips and all that kind of stuff? So when I sit down and write out a goal, see, I said, write it down. I have my goals in my head. Well, you know what? They're never going to come true. That is never going to happen, because the commitment is when you tell your subconscious mind that it's real when you write it down. So I challenge you. First challenge is, did you sit down today and think of 3 things that you're grateful for in your life? What are you grateful for? A grateful attitude, an attitude of gratitude, is the beginning of success. If you're a complainer and a bitcher and somebody that just doesn't care and, everything's against me and, I never seem to be able to win and I can't do this and I can't do that. If that's the kind of person you are, life is going to be tough. But if you approach things knowing that God created you in his image with all power over all living things, including every cell in your body, you have the power of healing in your mind and in your body. You have the power to change the wave of the future. Maybe just you, but ultimately that change, that wave that you create going forward, affects other people around you. It has a multiplier effect. If you're positive and happy and smile and say, hi, how you doing? And you just treat life like it is wonderful. No matter how bad it is, everybody has good days and bad days. Challenges are the things of which that I grow by. Because if it weren't for the challenges in my life, I wouldn't have grown very much. But I have to have that attitude of growth, that attitude of expectation that things are going to get better. I know what I'm doing works, and I know it will create good results. So when I'm writing down goals, which is what I'm currently working on for the year 2024, on what are the things that I want to accomplish in 2024. Well, number one, I want to finish my new book I'm working on, The Scoundrels of Finance. I've talked about it here a little bit, and I added some information into my text the other day over the weekend. And creates a file. And I have a lot more stuff in order to put in that. I just sort of been blocked lately on thinking on where do I want to go with side stories which make up the book and what is going on. So that is one of my goals. Another goal is my health and fitness goals. I work out 3, 4, 5, 6 times a week, depending on the week. Now I'm going to be gone for the next couple of days to a training and business meeting. So during that time, when I'm in a hotel for a couple of days, I've started a new program this week with Chair Yoga. I've started that. I've read so much about it, so I decided, well, I'm going to try it. But I set a goal that I'm going to go at it for at least 30 days. So I set this goal. Now, when I set this goal, I put a time limit on it, and I have to work at it every day for 30 days. It is not a long time-consuming process that I'm finding out. It only takes several minutes a day to go through the daily exercises. So that is what I'm working on. Now, what are the obstacles? Well, number one obstacle is excuses. I can make excuses because I didn't have time today, I didn't have time for this, or didn't have time for that. Those are just excuses, folks. You are in control of your time. We all have 24 hours a day, 60 minutes in an hour, okay? So we all have that capacity to set goals, write them down. When I write down my goals, I'm going to put a time limit on it, because if I don't put a time limit on this goal, it's simply a wish. I wish this to be. So it's important that I put a time limit on it. And in doing that, I know that I have to go back and monitor it every day, every week for the 30 days. In other words, it's a 30 days at a time. Oh, excuse me. Activity report. So I have 30 days of specific activity that I'm going to go through in the next 30 days. I'm going to write this down on paper. Then I'm going to write down, well, what are the obstacles that are going to prevent me from hitting this goal? And I'm going to write down 3 of those that I believe are the most important. And then under the obstacle, I'm going to write down, okay, how am I going to overcome this particular obstacle that I wrote down? How am I going to overcome it? What am I going to do to control my thinking, my negative thinking? I want to avoid it. I want to avoid negative thinking. I want to think positive in my mind for the next 1 hour, the next 24 hours, the next 7 days. I can control the short term. And if I do that consistently over a period of time, it will have an unbelievable impact on me finding the success that I'm looking for. So 2024 is upon us. We can sit back and worry about all the negative things that may or may not happen for the year and get all caught up in that. Or we can focus the 6 inches between our ears on the things that we know that we can do something about. Get my book, The Family Money Farm, The CFO Project. There it is. Go to cfo-project.com. There it is right there going overhead. Put in your name and email address, and you will get an email with a link in it to download both of my new books, The Family Money Farm, The CFO Project, and Financial Mastery Coaching, The Blueprint. Let's set goals for 2024 to make a difference. See, because when you make a difference in your life for the positive, there are people that are watching you. So the examples that you set will impact other people in your life. Those other people and the success they find by following your example will affect other people. My goal is to touch 1 million lives before I graduate this earth. And the only way that I can do that is with your help. So taking the information that I share, become an example and share it with other people. God bless you all. We'll see you again. I'll jump in here sometime on Friday, but I'm going to be in Florida at this meeting. But I should be able to jump on here Friday from Florida. So God bless you all. We'll see you in a couple of days.